Flav City family, it is Bobby and Brad coming at you from the grocery store, from the coffee section of the grocery store, because I think it's more confusing now than ever to buy coffee. You have this giant wall of beans behind me. Do you buy organic? Do you buy blends, single origin, dark roast? How do you store coffee? There's a lot of questions I want to answer right now and maybe dispel a couple myths when it comes to coffee. So, how do you navigate the big wall of coffee here? Well, the first question I get a lot is, do you have to buy organic when it comes to coffee? Organic versus just regular coffee. Does it matter? Here's the deal. Organic doesn't necessarily matter when it comes to chemicals hitting the beans, but it does matter when it comes to hitting the environment or the rainforest, because coffee beans are protected by a red cherry. That cherry is very tough, so when they spray chemicals, it doesn't really make it to the coffee bean. But coffee beans are grown in very exotic locations like rainforest, and it's bad for the environment. So if you care about the chemicals getting to you, you don't have to buy organic. If you care about the environment, you might want to buy organic. Now, sometimes I see people buying really big bags of coffee like at Costco or warehouses. I recommend only buying about a 1 pound bag at a time. This is 12 ounces, which is even better. Because here's the deal. When you buy a bag of beans that are ground like this, I can feel it. You only have about 7 to 10 days of peak freshness as soon as you break that seal. Is the coffee still good after that? Absolutely, right? But coffee's all about that gentle, that nuanced flavor, the peak flavors, the peak aromas. After 7 to 10 days, they start to go away. And the same is true for whole beans here. If you get one that has whole beans, you want to consume them within 2 weeks. 2 weeks is the max shelf life for peak flavor of whole beans. Once you grind them, it's only 1 week. So if you want to be really safe, you can buy whole beans at the grocery store and use the grinder right here, grind it, and then try to drink it in the next week. Now, something I've talked about a lot is these Kcups. Kcups are insanely popular. I think the inventor of Kcups regrets it because he never thought it was going to be this popular. I don't recommend using Kcups because how do you feel about hot liquid just below boiling going through an aluminum top, then through plastic, then to your cup? I really feel like it's going to pull out too many toxic chemicals, VOCs, endocrine disruptors, all that stuff out of the metal, out of the tin, and out of the plastic there. If you love your K-Cup machine, I totally get it. Go on Amazon, buy a stainless steel K-Cup that you can reuse over and over and put your favorite coffee in there, because odds are the kind of coffee they're using in K-Cups is not going to be top shelf and you don't know how long it's been sitting there. You're way better off getting your own coffee, grinding it, and putting it in the K-Cup. That also reminds me of coffee creamer. You guys know I love Laird Superfood, but here at Whole Foods, if you go around the corner, in the refrigerated section, they have Laird Superfood liquid creamer. I tried it for the first time last month. It is gangbusters. The ingredients are 100% plant-based and paleo. It's sweetened with a touch of coconut sugar, and the flavor is great. If you compare that to any other creamer, it's miles better. Try pouring some of that into your black coffee. If you love coffee creamer, it's fantastic, and it's in a few more stores than Whole Foods, but it is great. Now, a very interesting thing when it comes to coffee is single origin versus blend. See what it says right here? This is a blend. This is a blend, but this is single origin from Brazil, from Ethiopia, from Tanzania. If you're a real coffee connoisseur, I always recommend getting single origin, because when it comes to blends, and also think about this stuff like Dunkin' Donuts as a blend, you don't really know where the beans come from. This is probably a more high quality purveyor, but when you start getting like Dunkin' blends and Starbucks blends, blends mean the beans can be from anywhere around the world. Some beans from Ethiopia, some from Honduras, some from other parts of the world, blended together. Oftentimes, I've been told, they're inferior beans, meaning they're overly ripe or too green and young, and they roast it to a very dark roast to hide the imperfections. If you love your coffee, look for single origin. It always tell you it's from one location. In my opinion, that's always going to be better. And when it comes to storing coffee, never put your coffee beans, ground or unground, in the freezer. For some reason, people think that extends the shelf life. My friends, it actually does the opposite. It shortens the shelf life, because when you put the beans in the freezer, they get shocked, they get cold, they sweat and exude more moisture that actually ages them quicker. And unless you seal them very tight in, say, like a vac seal bag, They're gonna soak up the aromas of the freezer, which is usually like chicken and pearl onions and stuff like that. Never do that. Just keep it in a sealed container in a dark part of your kitchen. And like I said, try to drink your coffee in 7 to 10 days and you're always gonna have fresh coffee. Of course, none of this applies to Brad because he doesn't drink coffee, but now he knows at least that I just wanted to make this quick video teaching you how to shop coffee at the grocery store or wherever you get it, right? So that is it. If you want to see other quick hitters like this, leave a comment down below. But for Brad, myself, and the whole gang, we'll leave you like we always do. Hashtag keep on cooking. Mad love and peace. Later.